Hi, my name is Amari Smith. When it comes to why I believe advocacy is important in the field of social work, I feel that social work is built on helping others, helping those who are in need, helping any help with any social justice or injustice in the world. So I think of advocacy, I think of as a social worker, like fighting on behalf of our client, like being that voice for them when they can't speak for themselves, like being that vital tool, like standing up for them, speaking like what's right, standing up for the injustices that people face or the barriers that they face, like being their speaking tool as a social worker. And I feel like advocacy is basically what we do on a day-to-day basis. We work with clients, we help clients, we advocate for our clients. We basically fight for what our clients need and make sure that as our job to make sure that we take the initiative to make that happen or do what we can to make sure that they are being heard and they matter and that they matter and they're not alone and just showing them support and then standing up for them and then giving them the having them make sure they have that support and making sure that they know that they're not alone. That's what I think of when it comes to the word advocacy. That's what comes to mind when I think of the word advocacy. When it comes to how have I practiced advocacy in a way or have I worked on behalf of clients when it comes to advocacy? Truth be told, I haven't really have experience working in the field yet, but I do know like once I start practicing the social work field, I will exercise those rights to make sure that I fight for the behalf of my clients, make sure that they get everything, make sure that I do whatever I can to make sure that my clients are being heard loud and clear, make sure they know they're not ignored, make sure they know that they matter, make sure they know they're not alone. Just being that vital tool to make sure that they are being heard and being make sure that they know that they're not alone in this. So when it comes to advocacy, working on behalf of clients, I feel like when it comes to being a social worker, I feel like that when I start practicing, I will start doing that more. I will try to make sure that I do my part to make sure that my clients' needs are being met, make sure my clients' voice are being heard loud and clear, to make sure that I'm doing my part as a social worker. So when it comes to advocacy as a whole, I feel that it's vital as a social worker or social worker in general to make sure that I always try to advocate on behalf of my clients, make sure that they are being heard, make sure that I'm doing my part to make sure that they're being like, make sure they ain't being like tossed to the side or face any injustice, anything around what they're, I mean, based on what they experienced or the challenges they're facing in their circumstances. So I feel as a social worker, I would make sure to fight for behalf of my clients. I would make sure to always like be their voice, even if they don't have the voice to speak for themselves. Make sure that they're being heard. Make sure that they know that they matter. Make sure that I'm doing my part to make sure that they're not alone. Make sure they know that they're gonna be okay as long as they have support, as long as they know that I'm doing my part. Make sure they know they just know that I'm that vital tool to help my clients. My name is Amari Smith, and thank you for listening.